Are you the type of person who enjoys putting your enemies in a disorienting 9-bang haze before you blow their heads off? Or do you point and laugh as you watch someone explode after they get caught in a mesh mine? Maybe you're ready to send someone to an early grave by turning yourself into a human reactor core? And if you're any one of these things, you might be a terrible person. But more likely, you're just discovering your favorite specialists in Call of Duty Black Ops 4. Hi, I'm Alpha Lance with Leaderboard, and today we're here to tell you what your Call of Duty Black Ops 4 main says about you. Number 1. Ajax. The type of person who chooses Ajax is like that same kind of person who eats steak and potatoes for every meal, including breakfast. What I'm saying is this person who chooses Ajax likes things to be consistent, like good old reliable combat gear. No fancy schmancy doohickeys here. A player of routine, this person settled on a familiar set of gear, a shield and a 9-bang, and is ready to smash, blast, and kick some behinds. In battle, an Ajax is going for the 100% KD ratio optimization. Team strategy be damned. As an Ajax, you're playing it safe. You know that shield is going to protect you while you take down enemies simultaneously. So you just keep racking up the kills while your teammates work on something they call strategy. You don't have time to deal with that crap. You just have a match to win. Ajax is your run-of-the-mill main. Every great game has one, that one that's just not too complicated to figure out and can deal some powerful damage as well. Number 2. Battery. Growing up, did you ever meet a kid who always wanted to just destroy things for no reason? Like, you'd be talking about building a bike ramp or a Lego castle or a snowman, they'd be like, cool, yeah, I like it, I love it, but what if I also kick it over into pieces? That kid is totally Battery. Battery is a beast, armed with a cluster grenade and a grenade launcher lovingly named the War Machine. This character will blast others so fast that our enemies will spend most of their time at the spawn point. You might have chosen Battery because you accept that your aim isn't all that great. Or maybe it's because you know you're not technical enough to effectively use a more complicated specialist. You can't help but throw Recon sensor darts into a void of nothingness, or accidentally use Ruin's grapple gun to grapple yourself over the edge of a cliff. So you've decided you're going to hone your focus and craft and become the Master Blaster, a person who can take out a room full of enemies with a cluster of grenade splash damage. That's some raw commitment, Battery. We hand it to you, but just do us a favor and stop accidentally blowing yourself up too, maybe? Please? Alright, good talk. Number 3. Crash. Crash has a thankless job, dropping assault packs so team members can get bonus points and offering extra health to teammates. In a sense, a Crash main is the team's unsung hero. While other specialists have tools to clean house on their own, Crash's primary objective is to support other players. Having a Crash on your side will undoubtedly help your team, but does anyone actually want to be Crash? A room full of people just put their fingers on their nose and said, "Not it." You could probably hear it from here. A room full of people just put their fingers on their nose and said, "Not it." I mean, really, who wants to drop an assault pack for everyone else to use when you can run around with a mother effing flamethrower? If you're a Crash, you know your place in the world. You adopted this role either because you were the last one to say "not it" or because you're a true hero among humans. And if it's the latter, it's a noble effort. You'll always be a Wozniak in a team of Steve Jobs, my friend. But we hold out hope that maybe, someday, you'll finally get the credit you deserve. Number 4. Firebreak. Firebreak mains definitely enjoyed playing with fire a little bit too much as kids. They love to watch things burn, but at home they're stuck burning boring things like firewood and candles. Firebreak allows them to live out their true fantasies of leaving everything around them in a blackened mess. In the real world, a Firebreak main is the kind of person who has used a single butane lighter to cook an entire sirloin. They think campfire starter logs are for amateur hour, and they probably have some regrettable experience involving a box of matches and a can of body spray. If you're playing as Firebreak, you're ready to watch your enemies go up in flames. You don't have time to deal with your team's antics because you're ready to smoke all these nerds and watch them burn. And if you want to watch them burn in 1080 HD, then click the iCard in the top right corner or check out our video's description. Our friends at Elgato sponsored this video, and they've hooked us up with one of their HD 60S capture cards. It can stream directly to YouTube, Twitch, and more, which is great because then you can have all your friends watch the world burn with you. Things lighting on fire. Always fun. Number 5. Nomad. There's a certain type of animal lover who also can't stand humans, and if you're playing as Nomad, that's probably you. Even the name Nomad elicits images of a wanderer who probably doesn't get invited to many parties. But who needs human friends when you have a loyal pet that will stop at nothing to tear your enemies' throats out? Nomad, you're a loner and you own it. Slightly mysterious and always measured, you know you'll always be the pack leader if you're the only person in your pack. A nomad in real life is the ultimate stoic. You've learned to be crafty, rely on your creative skills and resourcefulness to get through the days. You are Will Smith in I Am Legend, except you'd never want to live in New York. In fact, there's at least a 5% chance you've considered moving to a cabin deep in the woods and spending the rest of your life as a hermit. Just a man and his sweet, adorable, vicious dog. And if that's what you ultimately decide you want to do with your life, just be sure to send us a postcard from time to time, please. Maybe like on the holidays. And even if you don't write us a postcard, you can still sign up for the Leaderboard's ongoing console giveaway. Head on over to leaderboard.nyc/giveaway and log in with a social account to enter. Number 6. Prophet. You have to be pretty ruthless to be known as a Prophet main. And if you've chosen this character as your main, you might have a Kardashian West level of grandeur. The funny thing here is that no one can seem to decide whether or not you're actually good at this game. Or not. Don't let your secrets fall through the cracks, my friend. Prophet is a fairly accurate name. Even though this game is set in the future, it's still obvious that this player sees things in a way that's entirely ahead of their time. Prophet's strengths all involve his ability to harness and channel technology. Rolling shock mine technology that paralyzes enemies on contact? Check. Crazy as hell sci-fi style electric guns? You got it. You're the Prophet because you see the future and tell it like it is, with no F's given. While others talk about how technology is dangerous and ruining lives, you're just waiting for the day you can replace your right arm with a jackhammer. Well, why would you ever want to do that? To punish your neighbors when you use it on the sidewalk at 8 o'clock in the morning, of course. You really are a monster. Number 7. Recon. Every crew has that one kid who was just a little bit nerdier than the rest. For them, winning a soccer match wasn't about going all aggro on the field. It was about honing in on the opposing team's position and leveraging it to your own team's advantage. You know, like how if my younger self had shut up and listened instead of going for that long distance kick I had no chance of making, we might have actually won the state's 2004 soccer championship game. Anyway, what was I saying? Anyway, that kid is definitely a Recon, packing a suite of James Bond type specials that can help the entire team. Super-powered gear and technology ensures they're placed 2 steps ahead of any foe. Sensor tech and X-ray vision helps the enemies go down. Recon is all about the art and science of location tracking. Are you the person who expects everyone you know to keep their phone's location trackers on at all times? Are you the one who thinks more information is never enough? Well, as creepy as that might be, at least you know you're definitely a Recon in real life. Number 8. Ruin. Ruin is a modern Tarzan, swinging from rafter to rafter with a grapple gun and leveraging his strength to do crazy things, like shatter enemies, for example. In real life, a Ruin does more chin-ups than anyone else at the gym. They probably also do those weird push-ups with the claps in between just to show off. In fact, 90% of this person's shtick is just hanging out at the gym and intimidating people. Ruin is brawny, and brains may not be his strongest suit, but hey, this is cold hard combat we're talking about, not math class. So you can let this one go, smarty pants. Someone who plays on Ruin may be the only person left on Earth who's never even heard of Fortnite. In this player's mind, cartoonish combat like that simply doesn't exist. It has no place in society, so to them, it never happened. Have a friend who can crush a can on their head while also opening a bottle with their teeth? That's a Ruin. They don't give a damn about anything other than fighting for the win. Seraph. If you've ever brought someone to their knees just by glaring at them, you know what it's like to be Seraph. In a sea of fish, Seraph is a great white shark, and you know what happens in that situation. Someone better jump in there and save those poor fishies, but it ain't gonna be me. Armed with her BFF Annie, aka the Annihilator, a hand cannon made for lethal one-shots and triple kills, Seraph is the enforcer. And a Seraph main is the type that finds a kind of twisted joy in punishing people, but only if they deserve it. Part strategy pro and part assault expert, a Seraph knows it's just as important to know every inch of the map as it is to land headshots every time. And if you're used to people clamoring for the opportunity to bask in your near-perfect presence, you're a true Seraph. You Seraph mains are like Beyonce. You're smart, but you can be brutal when necessary, because you know damn well that's the only way things are ever gonna get done. As your well-meaning but overbearing parents made abundantly clear to you as a child, there's no room for a second place medal on your bookshelf. Get that participation trophy away from me! If your main is Seraph, you're either coming back with a win or not at all. 10. Torque. Finally, we have Torque, a ruthless combat engineer whose mere presence is enough to cause people to quiver. He does things his own way because he knows that's what works. No time for messing around with all that state-of-the-art technology crap. You've learned to make something out of nothing. And that's how you destroy your enemies with just a piece of razor wire, while the rest of your teammates are still fiddling with TAC deploy beacons. Incidentally, this is also why you have the barricade, to protect your hopelessly confused teammates while they keep trying to figure these things out. How commendable of you. You're just typical Mr. Cool Guy, able to strike fear in the hearts of your enemies while also taking care of your friends. Deep down, you're a cuddly puppy dog. Fortunately, all the enemy sees is a snarling wolf. Black Ops 4 has been out long enough for you to know your place in the world. Whether you're taking advantage of the latest technological advances with Recon or are ready to wipe the floor as Ajax, there's something in this game for every type of player. But seriously, can we not all keep playing as Ajax, because I'm tired of entering multiplayer matches that are just a bunch of Ajaxes. I've been your host, Alpha Lance, and who do you main in Black Ops 4? Let us know in the comments below. And if you can't get enough of Call of Duty Black Ops, take a look at our complete timeline of the Black Ops series story. Thanks for watching, and be sure to subscribe to The Leaderboard, your home for video game facts.